Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential application, and one thing that we're going to be working on is this distance here. It's a very narrow distance. Let's go ahead and look at all those dimensions real quick. So the distance from this wall here to the beam here I have at 5'1", and then you can see the different heights to the top of this beam here I have at 7'5", to the lower part 6'3". To the first combustible item against the wall here, so if I went up the wall here, we got 8'1" to the bottom edge of these beams here, and then total height I think is 8'7" to the top of the ceiling over here. A couple other just minor dimensions. You can see 16'8" from the post to post here, and I think that's about it as far as its major distances. You can see 12'6" from this edge here to the edge of the glass over here. And I think I have this at roughly 7 foot here, or 7'1" to the top edge of the sliding glass door here. Anything else not too important. I do have this this line right here, just using this as a center point for the space that they're looking to have heated. And so let's go ahead and look at some of the different choices. So first of all, would like to say I tried to put a 3000 dual unit in here. Those are 33 inches long from left to right here. However, we don't meet the clearances on both sides, so that's going to become an issue. So I can't make that recommendation because you need the 33 inches of the heater, 18 inches on the left, 18 inches on the right, and so that comes over here, I think about 4 or 6 inches, something of that nature. So that is one thing I looked at. I like the idea, but the coverage or the clearances are not met, so I can't make those recommendations. And then looking at possibly going off of the beam here itself, where can I put these heaters? Now I could use a just the standard bracket. These are 6-inch longer brackets. However, the Ray, when I use the standard bracket, it would not allow me to place the heater at the same elevation. So the bottom of the heater is at the same elevation as the bottom of the beam here. And what I need is 6 inches of clearance above the beam. So if you looked at the clearances here, you can see that we're more than 6 inches. I needed an additional, using the OEM bracket, I think it was 5 inches. So I had to go with a 6-inch extended bracket, something of that nature, in order to gather that extra dimension I needed. So in any case, what I've done here is I placed the 2 units centered on that one line I was telling you about here. So the central line, actually that's where I started at. I started at the central line here. Let's just show you again here. So this is that line I was talking about here. It's a little black line. That's the area he wants to heat. And however, when I placed it centered like this in the center of the line, I came up with another issue, which was the clearances below the heater. I was penetrating this beam over here, so I had to move everything over to the left in order to accomplish meeting those clearances. So the clearances are 18 inches on all 4 sides and 36 inches down, and that's what the clearance would look like if you visually saw that clearance. Now that the heater is at the same elevation as the bottom here, we're meeting the clearances at the bottom, and we just need to deal with the clearances on top. And that's why I use the extended brackets in order to accomplish something like that. So, however, the footprint of heat isn't the ideal footprint of heat. I mean, this is a 4,000 watt SlimLine unit. You can see that the array is really designed to go a lot further, and so it'd be rather warm. So you could change these to 3,000 watt units, or you could go with a control system. However, this is not the most ideal application yet. So let's go ahead and turn this one off, and look at a possible another option, which would be to mount the heater on the wall. So this is just one unit centered within that span. Again, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And what we're doing here is we're meeting the clearances above the heater, which is 6 inches. I got it on with the OEM bracket at that 45-degree tilt, and you can see I really do need to come down an additional inch, or maybe 2. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move that down 2 inches here. So that's 1.5 inches. And then we're meeting the clearances to the combustibles on top, and not an issue with that. The clearances below, you can see here at that 45-degree angle with the OEM bracket mounted at 45 degrees. The lower clearance here is not an issue according to the manufacturer, so this would work without an issue as long as we meet on a SlimLine unit only 6 inches of clearance above the heater itself. Okay, so that's that, and let's look at the footprint of heat. Footprint of heat, you can see here, is not fully heating up the space. They're ideally looking to heat up. So one thing I'd say is this would be the warm spot, but if you pulled the seat back closer to the doorway here, you're going to be outside of that ray. You're not going to really feel it, so that's one issue. And then if you're on this side here, your body, your upper body is going to be in that ray, so that would feel good. However, you're furthest away from that ideal distance that you're looking for. So again, this would not be an ideal application as well. Now we could go with what we were looking at before, moving this one over here, let's say 3.5 feet over to the left, and then moving this one over here 3.5 feet over to the right. And you might be able to see the issue I came up with already, which is the light fixture here. So, and I'm not quite sure if there's a light fixture on this side here or not, but you can see that is an issue here, and this is a combustible item, then it will not be meeting the clearances there. So can't make that recommendation either, and that is why I placed the one single unit here. And yeah, so we'll leave it with that. So all right, so the last option that I was looking at is possibly placing it on the ceiling. And what I did here is I first placed it within the center span of the area here, and then I looked at the footprint of heat, and the footprint of heat, let's just go ahead and turn that on. You can see that the footprint of heat was really hitting up about a foot higher than I really liked, and it wasn't reaching out further enough for anybody sitting out in this position over here. However, if you're pulling these chairs back out here, you're going to be pretty much outside of that ray. But with the configuration of this design, there's just a limited amount of options that we really have. So this would probably be my favorite option of all three. And these are again at 4,000 watt units, and I have them so that they are 6 inches of clearance above the heater again. And you can see here we may even need to have this dropped a little bit here. Using the OEM brackets, you might need to go with a 2-inch extended bracket in order to meet those true clearances. So you can see that is an issue. But I have them at the same distance from the center of the span from the left of the door or right of the door to the wall here. That would be the center, and I have the unit centered here, moved over 3.5 feet this way, 3.5 feet that way. So if you looked at that, would be 7 feet center to center. And you can see the footprint of heat is rather nice. And let's go ahead and just move this down here again so we can make sure that we are meeting those clearances. And I'm going to go with an inch here. I think that's all we probably need. Whoops, I went the wrong distance here. And let's see here, that's going to be 1 inch there. So yeah, that's a 1 inch longer drop. So you may want to go with a 2-inch bracket, and that footprint of heat will still be very decent. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.